I'm Mark Kalbe from KAATSU Canada, and today I want to talk about using custom pressures for some specific use cases. So we talk about with the airbands that the default tightness that you use is a one finger tightness. So when you apply your airband and you put it on, you want to be able to have one finger tightness so that you can slide one finger in between the limb and the airband. And that's the default setting that we tell people to use. There may be cases where that default setting is actually inappropriate. And where this could be the case is if you are working with an older person who is very deconditioned or somebody who has had a lot of previous injuries on their arms. The one finger tightness might be too tight. So there are a couple of things that you can do to adjust the pressure using either your airband or your KAATSU device. So let's talk first about the airband. When you talk about adjusting the pressure with the airband, we're looking at applying it more loosely. So when you apply it, instead of applying it with a one finger tightness, now you can apply it so that you can slide two fingers underneath the band. If two fingers is still too tight for some people, you can even do three. I've got it set for three right here. So to set it for two, there's no specific setting. You really have to go by feel. So a little bit more tension on the strap, and I got one, I've got two, I've got three, but it's really pushing it. So that's sort of 2.5. So I'm going to do that again. So a little bit snugger. I've got one, I've got two, but three is really pushing it. So that's sort of a two finger tightness. It's a gauge. It's not exact science on this in terms of fitting it exactly at that tightness level, but you get the idea that you can set the band pressure slightly looser depending on the person that you're working with. And when would you use this? You would use this if a person using the KAATSU cycle mode on their device is saying that the pressure is uncomfortable and they would like to discontinue using the product. In this case, setting the band slightly looser is a way to still create a stimulus in the body using KAATSU, but not apply so much pressure. And that reduction in discomfort may allow that person to then acclimate to KAATSU and be able to eventually tolerate slightly higher pressures. So going back to that default setting of one finger tightness on the band. Another way to adjust the pressure in KAATSU is to use the pressure settings on your device. In this case, I'm using a KAATSU C4. I'm just going to turn this on right now. And what we're going to do next is show you how to set a custom pressure setting in cycle mode so that we can go lower than low. When working with KAATSU in cycle mode, you can move to a lower than low pressure using the custom feature. Let's go to cycle. I'm going to choose arms. And you can see that the low pressure range is from 80 to 150 SKU. The medium range is 130 to 200 SKU, and the high is 180 to 250 SKU for the arms. I'm going to use the custom settings. You can see that the initial setting for custom pressure is low. It goes from 30 SKU to 100 SKU. This is the lowest possible pressure you can set the KAATSU devices to. If you are finding that low pressure range in KAATSU cycle mode is uncomfortable, you can go to the custom pressure range and use the 30 to 100 or other pressures that are lower than the low pressure range. You can combine this low pressure with a lower pressure on your airband to create an even smaller stimulus from KAATSU. Doing so may help you acclimate to KAATSU using these lower pressures, and over time you may be able to increase the pressure slightly to get more effect from your KAATSU system. I hope you have found this explanation of how to adjust the pressure of KAATSU using an adjustment to the pressure of the airbands or an adjustment to the pressure on your KAATSU controller device helpful. If you have any questions, certainly please feel free to contact us. We're here to help you have a good KAATSU experience.